This Christmas, I got sick. I had a bit of a cold, and I still do when I'm recording this. So I, of course, needed to get in some vitamin C. All right. So I usually don't take vitamin supplements or anything, but I decided I needed to get some vitamin C. So I took some vitamin C pills. In addition to that, someone came up to me and said, "Hey, do you want half an orange?" Because this person was having an orange, but not a whole orange. So I was getting half an orange. So I said, "Yeah, sure, give me half an orange." So I was soon handed 2 quarters of an orange. But what kind of an orange was it? It was a navel orange, okay? So what happens next? What happens next is I eat these 2 quarters of an orange. Now, because the orange was quartered, I didn't really see any reason to pull out the little segments of it because it was probably just easier to eat by just simply grabbing it and putting it to my mouth. In addition to that, I didn't eat the rind because I didn't know how clean it had been or whether it had been waxed or had been exposed to pesticides and things like that. Because that's something you always got to worry about. Because if you're like me and you like eating the rind sometimes, you know, it's zesty, but that's where the nutrients are. Then you gotta always be careful so that you don't accidentally poison yourself. Because if you've ever seen me with lemons, I take a little bit of a lemon and I just put it all in my mouth. Just not just the fruity bit, but also the rind, and then I chew on it, of course. And it's very bitter. Also, lemon seeds have medicinal uses as well. But anyway, getting back on track. So I was eating this, and I had 1 quarter, and I ate it just fine. What I did is I opened my mouth all the way so that I could really pinch at the white part, and therefore pull out the main fruity body of it. And that's a very good and efficient way to eat an orange instead of simply biting at the center and then working your way outward. I think trying to really get around it and get a good grasp on it helps you really save a lot of the juices when you're eating an orange. But anyway, I got to the other quarter and I started eating it, and I started at one end. And when I got to the other end, I noticed something. And that was that at the end of it, because it was a navel orange, there was a navel. And what of this navel? Well, the problem is that there are little bits of flesh that I was trying to eat that were sort of around the navel. So it actually got really messy at the end because I was very smooth throughout the entire process. Nothing but white, okay? Nothing but the inner side of a rind all along the edge. And then at the end, it just got a mess. It got messy, okay? The navel in the orange ruined my groove. It ruined my eating technique. And you know what? That was terrible. That was the worst, the absolute worst. And that's when I got to think, what about the navel orange? Because I then looked into the navel. And what did I see? It had little bits of dirt in it, the navel. And I was thinking, if I had this orange, okay, and I wanted to just bite into it and get really the nutrients from the rind, how could I know that it's clean? Because it's a navel orange. It's got this little bit that's really, really hard to clean. And then I got to thinking that if I have to give my fruit an enema before it's safe to bite into, then is it really worthwhile? It isn't worthwhile. Who wants to give a navel orange an enema? No, that's not okay. That's not okay. Because if you're like me and you want to be able to bite into a fruit, knowing that it's safe and not have some dirt stuck in some weird crevice that you can't reach, then this is terrible. Just absolutely the worst situation ever in food, okay? That there's some foods I don't like, some foods I like, but the navel orange is the worst. And that's not it. That's not all of it. Because if you think about, because I'm a Florida man, okay, I know my oranges. Which oranges do they use to make juices? Okay, which oranges are being juiced? It's not the navel oranges. I went on a website and it ranked the oranges in order of which ones were the best for making juice. And you know what was on the bottom of the list? The navel orange. And it's no surprise because when I was eating this orange, I just couldn't help but think, wow, this is a really, really bland orange. And it's not the first time because it isn't just that I had a bad navel orange. Because I know that with some other oranges, you might get a Valencia orange that's unusually large. Now, you wouldn't get one of those in stores. I know this because I've had trees. But you might get an orange that is unusually large, so it doesn't have the nutrients as densely. The juice isn't as dense. It's not very juicy. It's just unusually large. So it's sort of like being too stretched out. It's for example, if you put too much of one ingredient into a recipe, and all the other ingredients therefore have to stretch out to accommodate that. That's sort of what you get when you have an orange that's too big. But anyway, with a navel orange, it isn't just this one navel orange that was bland compared to a Valencia orange. It was every single navel orange I've ever had. And I'm wondering, why are people selling this in stores? Why are people actually interested in buying this over a Valencia orange? Or just a tangerine even? Because I love tangerines, especially the really sour ones. Not the really sweet ones. I'm talking about the really, really sour ones, the ones that really make you cringe when you bite into them. That's the kind of. Well, I also eat lemons, so there you go. Don't give me lemonade. Give me lemon juice. But anyway, getting back on track, I'm thinking because. Now it's got me started on word games, okay? Here's a word game, okay? What do people think about when they think about Valencia, okay? They think about, of course, the king of Valencia, El Cid, one of the greatest knights in Spanish history, or the history of all of Europe. A great hero of the people. And then what do people think about when they've got navels? Now, I know that there's a lot of things that people think about when there's navels. But I think one thing, as a philosopher, that I think about is the omphalos hypothesis, which is the epitome of intellectual cowardice, okay? Because on the one hand, you're standing together with the Valencia, you're standing together with the great heroes of history. And on the other hand, you're standing next to a guy that says dinosaurs don't exist. And I'm thinking, to be very clear here, okay? I don't care if you are an evolutionist, a creationist, or you believe that humans were created by aliens, okay? As long as we can all agree on the fact that dinosaurs existed and that they're cool, I think we can all live together in peace. But if you're one of these naval people, what am I going to say to you? Because you say, oh, I'm not sure about those dinosaurs, those bones. I don't think they're real. You know what I say? That's uncool, okay? Uncool. You're going to lose some social credit score for that. Some social credit points. You're going to lose those, okay? You're going to be downgraded in society for that, okay? In my system, you're downgraded, okay? That's not cool. That's against the bro code. We all know dinosaurs are cool. And when you go around saying that you like those navel oranges over a Valencia orange, there's something wrong with you, okay? Maybe it's in your taste buds. Maybe you've gone taste senile that you can't really tell what you're eating anymore. Or maybe it's I don't know. Maybe you actually like eating a dirty navel. That's not cool, okay? There's some things that are just too far, and actually intentionally eating a dirty navel on a navel orange is probably one of those things that's just way too far. That's a crime against fruit, okay? It's a crime against agriculture. It's a crime against civilization to eat a dirty navel. So If you're telling me that you like those navel oranges, get out.